Oda introduces a brand new devil fruit in Elbaf. A new devil fruit, Iku Iku no Mi. In One Piece chapter 1135, Oda introduced fans to a new devil fruit user, and this devil fruit user was none other than Biblo, the chief of the Owl Library. As fans know, the Owl Library was created about 20 years ago, upon the order of King Harold. But, Biblo existed in Elbaf long before that. According to Saul, Biblo has been around for hundreds of years, which means that this bird has held this ability for quite a long time as well. Saul mentions that Biblo has the power to gigantify things. To this, Vegapunk answered by saying that the ability is likely TBR Iku Iku no Mi, which can even gigantify inorganic things. This ability is perfect for a country like Elbaf, where everything is absolutely massive. The Iku Iku no Mi, naturally, falls into the Paramesha class, and although it might look like a rather weak devil fruit, especially since it is wielded by an owl, it actually has a lot of potential. The Iku Iku no Mi is the devil fruit that was responsible for gigantifying Robin's book in the previous chapter. It is the reason why giants today are being educated and taught the studies conducted in Ohara long ago, and why this country is transitioning towards a more peaceful state. For now, fans have only seen the Iku Iku no Mi being utilized on books. According to Saul, the owl specifically chooses to gigantify books in the owl's library, but that doesn't mean that this ability only works on books. As mentioned by Vegapunk, any inorganic thing can be gigantified using this power, which means that its true potential remains untapped still. The true potential of Iku Iku no Mi. The true potential of the Iku Iku no Mi is massive, especially when taking into consideration the fact that Elbaf is a country of giants. Essentially, the owl can gigantify anything or anything that is inorganic. For instance, any tiny sword or other weapons can be gigantified by the owl to tremendous sizes and they could then be used in combat. Any small building can be turned massive too. It is also possible that the owl can gigantify things mid-air. For instance, if a small arrow is shot, the owl can possibly gigantify it mid-air, turning it into an absolutely massive bolt that can potentially even sink ships, and more. Although Oda has greatly limited Biblo to sitting in the library, Saul does go on to state that the owl has existed for hundreds of years, which means that this owl might have seen some battles in the past. It must be remembered that Elbaf wasn't as peaceful in the past as it is today, and Biblo himself could have seen some battles as well. If that truly is the case, perhaps Biblo was compelled to use powerful abilities in combat. More importantly, now that the peace in Elbaf is going to be disturbed, as mentioned by Oda himself, it is highly likely that Biblo's abilities will come into play. For instance, Biblo can potentially gigantify the arsenal of weapons in case war breaks out, or, more importantly, even turn ships to gigantic sizes. This could be used to fight other massive battleships, and clearly, the potential of this devil fruit is untapped. Any weapon capable of crushing someone can also be gigantified, and in a way, the weapon of arsenal that an individual possesses can be made 10 times more dangerous with its powers. Could the Iku Iku no Mi have been used in the past? While it may not have been apparent, the Iku Iku no Mi could go back to the Void Century itself. It is unclear as to how old the owl is, but given the fact that people in Elbaf live up to 400 years old and possibly even more, the owl could have been around for even longer. The fact is that the owl could very well be from the Void Century itself. As fans know, the owl can gigantify all books. But, books are not the only scripts that they can gigantify. It is possible that all the poneglyphs that exist in the One Piece world are gigantified by this very owl, and that is how they were spread all over the world. It also makes sense to consider that the poneglyphs used to be small when they were carved out by the Kazuki, because that would simply make the job a lot easier, and then, distributed among various people, eventually being gigantified by none other than Biblo. So far, it has been made clear in the story that only inorganic things can be increased in size using the Iku Iku no Mi. However, if this devil fruit were to work on organic matter as well, then just about anything can be gigantified using this power. Humans, such as those who are in Elbaf now, including the Straw Hat Pirates, can be turned into giants and effectively have their powers increased by manifold. This ability would be incredibly dangerous, especially if a major war were to be fought later down the line. Perhaps, that is what the awakening aspect of this devil fruit can do. Or, it could be a hidden ability that has never been utilized. But for now, all fans know is that this fruit affects inorganic matter and helps gigantify it. The Iku Iku no Mi is only the first major devil fruit to be introduced in Elbaf. Fans know that there are many other powerful devil fruits to follow, and there are many strong individuals who could be the wielders of these fruits. Loki is already confirmed to have a legendary devil fruit, and fans absolutely cannot wait to see what power his fruit holds. Then, there are also the two mysterious individuals from the world government, one of whom is Shanks's twin, with the other being a bandaged woman who can manipulate bandages.